Have you ever been in corporate and you're like, oh my gosh, my job is so hard. Oh, I have to deal with all these people. And then you start to get more tired and you start to get more tired and you start to get more tired. So in my book, Mystical Love, my main character, female character, her name is Sabrina. She is a practical therapist. She's not in corporate, but she runs her own business as a therapist. And she's constantly taking on clients and helping other people out. But there's one problem. She is really stressed out and she doesn't allow herself a lot of fun in the beginning. And the reason why I wrote about her in this way is because this is who I was as a diehard corporate America. You know, it's like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to retire. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah, and I am the author known as S.A. Reinhardt. I went from corporate engineer to health coach to Reiki master and got all of the certifications in between. I have about a dozen certifications in different types of energy work and subconscious somatic practices. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to do a meditation for abundance, right? So I did this ritual that I was testing out for my students and my Reiki students, because I certify women in Reiki. And it was amazing because I came up with all of these characters and I'm like, well, this would make a good short story. Okay, cool. So I started writing, and a month later I had 87,000 words on my Word document on my computer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I still have to keep writing. So what am I going to do with this story? And that is how Mystical Love was born, right? But before that, before I even put a word on the paper, I had to know enough about myself and my likes and dislikes, my likes and dislikes, not the things that I've been conditioned to like and dislike. So some of you also know that I was raised in the church, and you don't speak until spoken to, the good girl complex, all of those things, right? And that got me really far in corporate. I ended up leading a team of 5 other engineers. And then I went back to being an engineer that was just doing the work. And then it got really into the project management side. And so I've done all of that, right? But the number one thing that killed me was not taking good enough care of myself. And I don't mean self-care like, yeah, I go and get massages, or yeah, because I did that. Like every 6 weeks I got a massage, because you can't sit in a desk for 8 hours a day without going to have a massage and a chiropractor and all those things. What I didn't know is after I had kids and I started my health coaching business on the side, is I started getting really sick. And it was so bad that I couldn't even say my kids' prayers at night. And that really made me sad as a mom, because it's something that I remember as a kid loving when my parents would, when I would memorize the prayer, right? The nighttime prayer, and we would say it together, and that was a connection point. And I wanted to give that to my kids as well. So I wasn't able to do that. I was literally mid-prayer and I'd pass out on my son's bed, and I would just be like, okay, wake up at midnight. I'm like, where am I? I'd have to wander off into my own bed and go to sleep, and then wake up and do it all over again. Mind you, I was waking up at 4 a.m. and I was extremely exhausted and burnt out. And your typical self-care things, which I totally promote typical self-care things. Like if you like getting your nails done, not because society says that's self-care, but if you like getting your nails done, do it. You know, if you do your own nails at home, do it. That's great. I'm talking about deep level healing. I was missing that piece. And that is why I was exhausted. My skin was gray. I had to go to a dermatologist. They had to do a biopsy on a spot that I found on my face. I was afraid that I had skin cancer because it runs in my family. And then I live in a place that's really sunny. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm too young to have skin cancer. Like, I mean, cancer doesn't care how old you are, but The point is, I was a mess, a hot mess. And I love it when people get on, they're like, oh, yeah, be a hot mess mama. I don't have that personality type. If I don't have set boundaries and bumpers, and this is why some people call me calendar queen, then I don't function well. It is just a thing. It's a safety net. It sits in my nervous system, right? And I've done all kinds of things to get past this. I've done tapping, I've done Ho'oponopono. I'm certified in all those things too, which is great. And I'm going to show you some of those techniques later. But my goal is to help you go from living in this weird dream world that you don't want to live in, tired, exhausted, burnt out, not knowing what the heck the next way is up, to, oh my gosh, I'm going to escape into a book, and then I'm going to learn these techniques, and I am going to come out of this hole that I am in, and then I am going to live that vision. If somebody would have told me 5 years ago, wait, how long? No, 10 years ago, I've been doing this a while. If somebody told me, hey, Sarah, in 10 years, you are going to be a double certified Reiki master. You are going to certify other women in Reiki and energy work. You are going to show all of your crystals, and you're going to tell everybody how the crystals work for them. And you're going to help people. And you're going to write paranormal romance novels. I would have told them they were nuts. I was all in on the corporate thing. Now, this is why they call me the corporate rebel, because I still maintain, for now, I still maintain a corporate job, but I have rock solid boundaries against it. And I have had so many accolades, and people tell me, oh, will you come and work for us? And will you work for us? And I'm like, look, these are my boundaries. My family is important to me. My rest is important to me. And had I not had these boundaries, and had I not learned so much about myself through different avenues, right? My friend is an awesome Enneagram coach, right? And I've done sessions with her. But what really, really kicked it off for me, what really helped me see, was human design. Now, if you're not familiar with human design, that's totally cool. I am a human design consultant, and I can help you see the practical side of it, because it's a lot to dig into, right? It's basically 5 different ancient systems that are wrapped into one, and there's a lot to learn. However, what people have told me about the consultations that I do is I make it very easy to understand and practical. And that is my engineering background. I like to take a whole bunch of pieces and make them make sense so that people can understand and actually move forward. Because I could sit here and be the guru all day, and a lot of people can be and are, but at the end of the day, how does it help you in your life? So I just wanted to give you that quick introduction. That is why I am the corporate rebel, because I've got those rock solid boundaries. I don't work a 40-hour week like everybody else, or a 50 or 60-hour week. I used to, but now I know myself. And in case you were wondering what my design is, I am a self-projected projector. So this helps me make better decisions for my life. Knowing this helps me realize how my energy works, and what boundaries I need to put in place, and what I need to release in order to ground myself in the reality that is life, and live my best life. And if you would like that too, let me know in the comments below, and we can have a chat. But until next time, thank you very much for watching this, and have a fabulous day. Bye-bye, everyone.